Set.
I'm James,
And I am Emily.
and we show you our actual weight loss journey with the keto lifestyle.
Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. But most importantly, don't forget to get ready.
Set,
That's all I get.
set.
Keto.
Aw.
You ruined it for me.
All right, do it again.
Don't forget to get ready.
Set.
Keto.
All right, there we go. All right, it's that time of year where you say, oh crap, I've gained 10 pounds during the holidays,
Yep.
and I need to figure out something that works.
Right. I just looked at my Facebook memories that popped up, and a memory popped up that said, I cannot wait to start a diet.
Well, we don't want to start a diet.
No.
Diets, when we started keto, June 28th of 2021, that was a diet. It was like,
Let's start this diet.
Let's start this diet. And we started this diet. Okay. But then we realized that it wasn't a diet because we had a few off-plan meals and started feeling like crap and realized that keto is a lifestyle.
Yeah, we love the way we feel eating this way.
Mm-hmm.
And don't plan on changing it.
And since then, I'm down 101 pounds.
I'm down 75. Actually, 76.
So there you go. 177 pounds less sitting on this bench right now.
That must be
there was.
thanking us right now, for sure.
So, if I was to go back in time
Mm-hmm.
and tell my old unhealthy self
Mm-hmm.
how to start keto,
Yep.
this is how I would do a beginner course.
Okay.
And I would make it as simple and easy as possible
Right.
because I was a knucklehead.
You learn as you go.
But first, can I show you one thing? Look at this picture of me.
How much did you weigh?
Heck if I know. The scale was the enemy. Look at this picture of you.
Right. I was sick
How
and
much
tired.
did you weigh?
Sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. I'm not even sure how much I weighed at this picture. I know the highest weight when we started was 226 pounds.
I was 314 when we started, but I was higher than that before because I was 318 before I did a crash diet over a month's time and managed to fight 4 pounds off.
Right.
So anyway, yeah, this is what we looked like before.
Right.
And this is us now.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm sorry if I'm tooting my own horn, but toot toot. Because I feel so much better.
Yes. 100%.
So, what would you tell yourself if you went back in time and you were wanting to know about keto? What would be your number one?
My number one thing is, for me personally, to go back is just because a food is labeled keto friendly does not mean it's keto friendly. You need to look at those labels and look how many carbs, total carbs, are on those labels.
Yeah, because the net carbs, the stuff that says, 1 net carb, but it says 15 total carbs, that's how it should be counted. So
Right.
what we do is, and we started out at net carbs. I think we started out
Right.
at like 20 net carbs.
Right.
And it worked for a while.
It did.
It worked for a while until it didn't.
Yes.
And then you realize that if you're eating net carbs, you can end up with 70 or 80 total carbs in a day while still staying under 20
Right.
net carbs. So we don't deduct anything. We don't say, oh, well, that's got this much fiber. Well, that's still a carb.
Yeah.
So
That is definitely the most important thing that I would go back and tell myself.
So we have mostly done 30 total carbs or less.
Yes.
And then that's part one.
Yep.
Part two, eat until you're full.
Yes.
Because if you don't eat until you're full, you know what's going to happen?
You end up snacking. And snacking is the enemy for us anyway. Now, we're not doctors or nurses or any kind of health professional whatsoever.
Not even close.
But snacking only hurts us instead of eating until we are full.
So anytime you eat anything, theoretically your insulin raises.
Right.
And when your insulin's raised, your body stops burning fat.
Right.
So, which brings us to another thing. So, yeah, you have no snacking, and what
Part
we
three.
do is we eat. I and you both eat 2 meals a day,
Right.
until we're full.
Now, we're not saying that we don't have days where we snack, because there are days where...
Sometimes on the weekends we do a little more snacking than we do actual meals.
Right, or if we fail to prepare enough and bring enough with us for lunch, we might have days where we come home and snack on something, right?
Right.
We're not saying we're perfect, and we're not saying that you need to be perfect whatsoever.
But what we like to follow is an eating window.
Yes.
And that is when I follow that, that's when I do my best results. Meaning, I like to do an 8-hour eating window, which means that if I eat at 11 o'clock in the afternoon, at 11 o'clock,
Right.
I take my last bite of food by 7. Maybe stretch it out to 7:30, but never 3 hours before bed.
Right. So we try our best to stay in that eating window. Mine shifts a little bit more than his just because he goes into work earlier than me. So I try to wait until 11:30 or 12 o'clock in the afternoon before I eat my first meal.
Which means that when Emily comes home and we have dinner, she still has a couple hours left, whereas I'm at the end, like fighting to eat before my window runs out.
Yeah.
My window closes and I don't like it.
Yeah. So, yes. That is part 3, your eating window, right?
Eating window, yep. And just a few quick tips. What we did was we went in and we cleared out everything in our house that wasn't keto.
Right.
All the breads, all the crap. We got rid of everything.
The flours, the
sugars,
sugars.
the rice.
Oh, Lord, the rice.
We had bags of rice. We were rice eaters.
Yeah. Now, we do have an older son that does live here who is not keto. He was allowed to keep his, and he was given his own cabinet to keep that.
That way we don't have to see his crap.
The rest of us in our household, myself, James, my brother Derek lives with us and is also on this journey with us. And then we have an 11-year-old as well, and he is eating whole foods with us too.
So when I started this, I used to hold my breath at night when I slept. So you could say I had sleep apnea, and I know I did because I woke up with extreme headaches. Whenever I'd fall asleep on my back, I'd hold my breath. I'd wake up with headaches. I used to have migraines so much, and all that's gone.
Yeah.
Emily's had some ear problems and stuff.
Chronic ear infections, hearing loss, tubes in my ears since I was an infant, and all of that has gone away.
All right, so you've probably also, if you've looked up anything with keto, you've probably heard of the keto flu.
Yes.
The keto flu is a real thing. It is your body does not your body detoxes off of all the sugar. Sugar is addictive. All that stuff is addictive. Carbs are addictive. And your body detoxes off that stuff.
Yeah.
And you kind of go through a withdrawal because, like, I used to have sweets and desserts before bed.
Right. And that was a long process for you to get rid of that.
But that's because I didn't know everything. I was under eating fat, which is energy. Fat is energy. Do not be afraid of fat.
Right.
We'll
That's
talk.
hard, but...
Yeah, we will touch more on this on next week. This is just for someone just getting started out. And we're trying to help by telling our story.
Sharing our story with you and our experiences and what we've learned in hopes that it might help you.
So a higher fat content will help with the little bit with the keto flu.
Yep.
But electrolytes are a real thing on keto. You need electrolytes.
Yeah.
Replenishing your electrolytes will fight that keto flu, that sick feeling, and that only lasts for a couple days until your body switches over and says, oh crap, I can use fat instead of carbohydrates.
Right, as fuel.
So what I did was in the beginning was I got no salt, this is potassium. Electrolytes are magnesium, potassium, and sodium. And even just these cheap magnesium,
Supplements.
yes. And I would, when I was having cramps during the day, I would use a little bit of the no salt. And at night, when I was cramping, I needed magnesium. That's exactly what I needed, and it worked every time.
Right.
But then, as we got more involved,
And we learned more.
yes, we found out that there's a wonderful company called Keto Chow,
Ran by wonderful people.
and they have Keto Chow electrolyte drops,
Yes, which I use in my coffee every morning.
and there's Redmond Real Salt, and they have Relight. It's an electrolyte mix that you just take a scoop and put it in your water, and it is amazing.
Yeah, they have unflavored, and then they have other flavors as well, and that is what I always keep in my cup.
And look at this wonderful cup that I have. It's an RSK cup. And on the back it says, I know too much, I can't go back. And that is our real story.
Yeah.
Because as much as I would love to just lose the next couple little pounds and hit my goal weight and then go back to eating everything,
It's not happening.
I know too much. I can't. So, anyway, to sum up this video, if you're just getting started,
Yes, we are here rooting for you, and we hope that even the tiniest bit of this might help you on your journey.
just to recap, 30 total carbs or less a day.
Yes.
Eat until you're full.
And have an eating window.
have
Whatever you choose, an eating window does help.
I do 8 hours, but you know what? If you're coming from a diet of junk, even a 12-hour eating window would be better than nothing.
Yes, 100%. And just do what works for you, and sometimes you might have to go back and readjust and reevaluate and change it up, and that's okay.
But keep it simple. 30 total carbs is your most important. That's your number.
Yeah.
With fatty meat, do
Right.
not be afraid of fat. Fat is the friend.
And
Fat is your friend.
fat is your friend, and if you have a hard time keeping track, writing it down in a journal will help, or there's plenty of apps that you can download on your phone to keep track of what you're actually eating.
We don't count calories whatsoever. But when I do track calories, I'm between 1,800 and 2,400 calories a day.
Yeah.
So remember, you didn't gain it overnight, and you're not going to lose it overnight.
Right.
It just ain't going to happen.
Yes.
But I do believe, as the Mandalorian says,
Oh boy.
this is the way. We do our weigh-in every Saturday. We weigh in, and we do it for us because that keeps us accountable. We usually do another video on Wednesday, such as this one.
Yes. And it's just random. A
And-
random Wednesday video.
And we do lives 90% of the time on Friday nights.
Yes.
Only time we don't is when we can't because we have a prior engagement.
That we're committed to.
Yep. We have a Facebook group that is wonderful.
Yep.
And
Yes.
we are always here. You could send us a message, and I promise one of us will respond.
Yes. The community that comes with this lifestyle is the best that you could ever ask for.
One more thing to touch on. After eating a year and a half of meat and all the stuff that everyone says is bad for you, my cholesterol got better. My blood pressure went down.
Yeah.
All the things that everyone says that eating the way I eat would make worse has gotten better.
Yep. My vitamin D has
Everything.
gotten better.
And my libido is kicking.
Oh boy. TMI.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. That's real health. All right, so we have plenty of videos. If you're new here, we have plenty of videos to go back and watch.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, it's all for entertainment because,
It's real life stuff here.
real life stuff.
And if you are new, thank you for watching
And welcome.
and welcome. We're happy to have you on our journey with us. And if you're not new, Thank you for joining us, and we love you.
And we'll see you Saturday for weigh-in.
Yeah.
Actually, we'll see you Friday night. We're live, 6:30 Eastern.